Alright. Actually, Tom, you just want to tell me when to go? Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shadow, aka Isa, and we're here casting the Week 10 match between Asylum Gaming Crew and High Velocity in the Rose League Diamond Division. This is the last week. This is the last week match. This is the last week's worth of matches. Asylum Gaming Crew is already eliminated from playoffs, and High Velocity is. Allow me to check very quickly. I believe they are either just outside, or they are or they have made the playoffs. Let me check very quickly to make sure. Yeah. And we are getting in anyways, so never mind. I'll check that between maps. Hold up. High Velocity are the 5th place team just outside of playoffs. Neither team, I believe, at the moment is going to make it, but this should be a good game either way. So Lijiang Tower, the first map is going to be map names. This first map, and Tom, pause it.
Together, we are strong.
Stick to the plan. And if you get into trouble,
Tom. God damn it, Tom. And it looks alright. Very first map, it appears that we have a pause. Alright, so far, the comps that appear to be locked in, we have a pause. It looks like one of the High Velocity players has disconnected, and hopefully will be back shortly. They're saying in the match chat that he crashed. So far, looking at the comps, it appears that High Velocity most likely will be running some sort of dive Hammond comp, and Asylum Gaming Crew, they do have a Reinhardt, Hanzo, Widow, so possibly double snipers with a Rein. But Lucio would be a bit of an odd support to run with double sniper Rein. So we'll have to see how their comp changes as they actually get closer to the match starting. It does appear that we are waiting. The High Velocity has 5 minutes to have their missing player return without having to play 5v6. They receive 5 minutes per map, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, Tom, unmute yourself, bro. Because like recording is nothing here. This is just dead time. What?
Okay, alright, let me see. Alright. Okay, alright, is that gonna work? No? Alright. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go and fix the OBS settings. Yeah.
What were you doing?
I had to fix the settings in OBS because I had my mic muted there so it wouldn't have recorded anything I was saying.
Alright. Yeah, no, join in because it's like, especially with the pause, it's painful to just do it solo. Especially because the game hasn't even started yet. There's just nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's painful.
I am gonna be doing like less talking though because I have to worry about producing it. But
no. If you want to do just like a random color stuff, that'd be great. Just gives me something to bounce off of.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, so we can just kind of like cut this stuff.
Please, that was painful.
Alright, let's. I mean, we can go back to commentating mode, so just pretend that I just joined in.
Alright. Count me down?
Hang on, 1 sec.
Alright, or just tell me when you're good to go. Tell me when it's live. Also, they are messaging you in the chat, and I don't know what's going on. So, they're running Protect the Drunk, it appears. The real question is I don't know who the drunk is.
Alright. Whatever, ignore that.
It appears that Asylum Gaming Crew is going to run Protect the Drunk. The real question is the drunk the Torb, or is it somebody else?
I have a decent feeling that it's some. Oh, looks like we're coming back.
Alright, looks like we are getting back in it. We have 10 seconds left for the... and we're back to a pause again. Well, High Velocity doesn't even have their missing member yet, and they do have 5 minutes, so...
Yeah.
I don't... Oh, High Velocity 6 member...
Wait, something just changed.
Wait, the sides just swapped. Okay, that's a bit odd. The sides just swapped, and there's only 4 or 5 seconds left to pick their comps. High Velocity does have their 6th member, though. And
What
we have another
is
pause.
going on?
This right here is scuffed.
By the way, I'm adrift. I just kind of joined in here, so.
Yeah, that is a, aka Tom, aka play. He's gonna be color cast.
Yes.
We're gonna-
Sounds good to me. All right, so looks like we're getting back in.
Looks
Might
like-
actually be the real one.
Yep, and it looks like we're off. High Velocity appears to be running similar to the way I predicted. They're running triple DPS, Ham and Mercy. However, they are running 2 supports instead of quad DPS. Asylum Gaming Crew, on the other hand, appears to be running just a standard 2-2-2 with the Ryan Zarya, Widow, Hanzo. Yep, 2-2-2, double snipered, Ryan Zarya, and interestingly enough, a Lucio and an Ana. Not the supports I would have expected, personally. And Fluffy Bobo getting the first kill off onto Gandalf of High Velocity, but the LB... McCree, High Velocity's McCree picking up 2 in return, and High Velocity's triple DPS comp is picking up so far, dominating this fight. They have 4 down for Asylum Gaming Crew. It's just Dragon left on the point, and High Velocity has taken the first point. High Velocity's got the first capture and have taken the point. Leah, play by play. Alright. So far, it appears Asylum Gaming Crew is just pushing out sort of a standard push, but McCrit is behind them. McReal is behind Asylum Gaming Crew on the Tracer, attempting to cause a bit of distraction. And it is worth noting, McCree does have... Tom, how do you think you would pronounce McCree's name for High Velocity?
I'd say probably... I would just say Jangles. Kind of
Yeah,
forget that beginning part.
Yeah, Jangles. Jangles did pop the high noon, picking off 9 from Asylum Gaming. If only this team fight, however, traded 1 for 1 with Mercy all being popped. Doesn't appear that Asylum Gaming. And a huge play from the Gandalf from his High Velocity, knocking Dragonblade off of the map as he ulti, winning the single-handedly shifting the entire fight in favor of High Velocity. High Velocity picks up a team kill off of that absurd, insane play from Gandalf from High Velocity.
I think at this point it would be worth changing up the comp a little bit on the side of Asylum.
It does appear that they're running the same comp. However, this time they do have the Hanzo ulti, and they are close to 3 other ultis. So the ultis might be able to change this fight for them.
Yeah, but you gotta wonder, will they be able to still win fights if they don't have ults after?
We'll have to see. If they can snowball the ultis, it definitely shifts the entire dynamic. And Dragonblade is going in, picking up Nickfield on the side, but the huge Hammond ulti picking up a triple kill on the backline of the Asylum Gaming Crew from the Kraken, wiping that fight with another team kill for High Velocity.
I don't think Asylum's gonna be able to make it back.
Nope. The Desperation Hanzo ulti, Nano boosted Lucio, just attempting to contest.
Well, hopefully Asylum will be able to pick it up a little bit in the second round. Hopefully they kind of know what's going on. So we'll have to see about that.
Hopefully Silent can definitely get on the point and get better more of a contesting fights. The fights were close, but it just did seem High Velocity would make a big play and shift the whole thing in their favor. first batch of love. So far, it does seem that High Velocity has chosen to run it back with the exact same comp. However, the Silent Gaming Crew has mixed it up, this time running a Doomfist and a Brig in the place of Lucio and Hanzo. Both teams are pushing out in a standard, just pushing out towards standard contest point. However, High Velocity has made it to the point much quicker. Oh, Gandalf picking up a huge pick on 9, winning the Doomfist duel, and forcing Asylum Gaming to have to try and push in a. But Blue Moose picks up the that. It does appear that they are trading players back and forth. Only DPS traded so far, but Zeus gets the mercy res onto the Reaper, thus allowing High Velocity to keep the advantage. But 9 picks off Gandalf with Doomfist duel. And it does look like actually Asylum Gaming Crew is pushing in here, having picked up having picked up at least 3 members. 4, yeah, it looks like Asylum Gaming Crew is going to be able to push on point here and actually take the point. It's just Mercy and the Hammond left, and they're both gone.
Towards the end of that fight, they definitely got it together on the coordination, so that was very, very good for them.
Yeah. Asylum Gaming's comp definitely seems much better in grouped up fights. In close grouped up fights, allowing them to really fight in close range.
Looking at High Velocity's comp right now, it's actually quite interesting seeing that they're only running the Hammond on the tank and not nobody else.
High Velocity is... One second. Leah, it's a spider. It's not even on your computer. It's behind your computer. Just ignore it. Sorry about that, Tom. My sister. There's a spider near her computer. So Asylum Gaming Crew winning this fight on the back of Niam's Doomfist, having an absolute pop-off, picking up 3 kills in quick succession there, with Dragonblade and Fluffy Blobo picking up the 2 support kills. It's a spider, it's not gonna kill you.
And you gotta love hearing these sisterly fights, or I guess sibling fights.
No, yeah, my sister is downstairs near where I'm casting. Lovely. Lovely. Truly. Silent Gaming Crew and High Velocity are both trading ultis, with the Nano boosted Brian ulti coming out from Dragonblade, and High Velocity having popped Lucio ulti. But High Velocity getting the first kill in the fight, picking off Dragonblade, who was very isolated.
Dragon got very, very far ahead of his team, and the team wasn't able to follow up.
Naim, however, is pulling the fight. It's just not enough. High Velocity takes the point with Gandalf and Jangles having pop-off performances on Reaper.
Dragon's already back, but he's going to retreat quickly.
Dragonblade is already back. There. One would hope he wouldn't go in 1v6.
Looks like Asylum's going to be having 2 different ults going into this. Where
Kraken going in for the Hammond play. Doesn't appear to be getting anything, but he is stalling Asylum from reaching the point, buying some more, some more capture percentage for High Velocity.
There's not much fighting going on right now.
High Velocity dropping Widow ultimate, and attempting to. Appears that they're attempting to pitch Asylum into a small corner.
That was...
Kraken! No, it's Griffiths actually getting the huge Lucio coup, picking off 2 members. Asylum is attempting to fight this and is pulling it back slightly, but is picking up 2. But it looks to be High Velocity winning the fight, picking up 4.
Kraken using a very late ult in the fight.
I don't think Sue. It is Sue. Kraken.
Oh yeah, Sue, you're right.
I believe that's how you pronounce that name.
Well, we're just about tied up in the percentages right now. This might be
High Velocity just took the lead. There seems to be this will probably be the last truly set up fight, with Gandalf picking off a huge pick on 9, but immediately getting responded to by Fluffy Bobo, picking off Gandalf on the Brigitte. But Kraken dives the backline and picks up Ethan, the Ana for Silent Gaming Crew. And so far it just looks like High Velocity just has the collapse.
It looks like they're about to see 9.
Well, they almost gave up the point. No.
Oh no, coming in from their Lucio.
Naim is doing his damnedest to fight back and keep the point alive, but it just doesn't look to be enough. And High Velocity will 2-0 map 1. Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, overall I think Asylum needs to be able to work on their like the pre-fight. There was a lot of issues with that overall. It looked like they had trouble getting into the fight, and people didn't really know where they were supposed to be going. Target priority in some cases didn't look too good. On the side of high velocity,
Monsters play the game.
yeah, it really was.
Monsters. Absolutely ace the whole team of Asylum with that play of the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well we're
Crack.
we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back for map 2. All right, that just lets us coach if we have to, but I don't know if we'll have to.
Yeah, Leah, Shadowblade, you guys can unmute if you have anything you want to say. Any criticisms that I hear.
Will, don't call our team by
You know-
their first name. You called Ethan. You said Ethan, not Eden.
I know, I realize that. I literally, every time I see Eden, I just read it as Ethan in my head. I gotta get used to the fact that it's not Ethan.
Mm.
Listen, I doubt I'm gonna cast us if I cast anyone, so I'm not too worried about that. Are we doing any coaching, or do you think after
I'm just gonna do it in team chat.
Alright, which I don't see, but actually,
Um,
wait, how are you? You're not even in team chat. You don't have team chat. Oh wait, do you?
Oh, you're right.
I do.
Oh yeah, wait, who do I have team chat with?
Them?
Us. Spectators.
the
Hey, Shadowblade.
names. Jesus Christ, I'm bad.
Okay.
The thing you were gonna look up, you should have done that during the pause.
I actually did. Real quick, it was High Velocity is 5th place outside and will not be making playoffs.
Oh.
I that was like before the pauses. I actually got it off like right at the start of the pause, so I don't know how clearly.
All right.
Probably just spacing out.
Real quick, people from the game, just work on your target priority a little bit, and then also your rollouts. You guys had a lot of trouble getting to the fight there. There'd be a lot of times that you'd either like take probably like 20% to actually get into the fight, or you'd be like, I don't know, it would take you a little bit of time to, or like, as you'd go in, people would be going all different directions. So make sure that everyone tries to stay closer together, and I think as long as you guys stay close together and keep the target priority going, you'll be fine. I mean, that second round was actually really good overall. So just focus on it round 2, completely forget that map, and do better this time, I guess. That's really it, though. You guys can go back.
Oh.
All right, yeah.
I'll leave.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, Shadow and Leah, be ready to re-mute yourselves. Okay, mute yourself.
You live?
I am. Leah, mute.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the second map of this match between High Velocity and Asylum Gaming Crew. We will be playing on Dorado for the second map, and it'll be interesting to see which compositions these teams bring out. We saw High Velocity in the first map bring out a very interesting 3 DPS Hammond 2 support comp, with Asylum Gaming attempting to run a pretty standard 2-2-2. On the first point, they ran double snipers, however quickly shifted over to a more McCree-centric comp. And on the second point, they ran actually a Doomfist comp, mainly relying on Doomfist from 9, which was having an amazing performance. So far, it appears that Asylum Gaming is going with goats at the moment. Just very standard goats. Doesn't appear to be a Zen goats. It's just very much so a basic Goats comp, with High Velocity bringing a dive comp, just standard 2-2-2 dive comp with Widow, Zen, Winston, Genji, Mercy, and the Doomfist.
I would say that if they play Goats right here, then Asylum should have the advantage, but we'll have to see. High Velocity really managed to work around everything last game, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, I misspoke. That is not a 2-2-2. That is a 3-2-1. Interestingly enough, though, their High Velocity is going with the Winston as a solo tank instead of the usual Hammond. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So far, High Velocity is just pushing the point as normal, with Asylum Gaming Crew holding the standard high ground. All of the DPS from High Velocity are very, very mobile and easily able to contest the high ground if they want to. Have Kraken going in for the dive, contesting, and it's repulsed by Asylum. However,
they did lose Nime there.
Nime just getting picked off by Jangles, and Gandalf picking off Eden on the backline. Oh, so I'm sorry, I have ringing on my headset. Alright, it's gone. Gandalf picking off Dragonblade in his team fight, getting the kill, and just chasing. Gandalf and Kraken are just chasing Asylum Gaming Crew down. With Jangles picking off Flobo in the backline, and High Velocity is just rushing Asylum, giving them no chance to recover and reorganize themselves.
They might be able to contest it here if they get there fast enough, but it doesn't look like they're going to get there.
I think Big E Cheese could have jumped down and contested the point, but I don't know how long he really could have contested for.
I don't think trying to fight there was the best idea if you weren't planning on contesting though, so...
And Nick Real jumping in with the Genji ulti, picking up 2, with being supported by 3 different ultis. Gandalf, Jangles, and Kraken all dropping their ultis to support Nick Real as he dove in to take out the backline of Asylum.
Yeah. It's a very scrappy fight right now from Asylum. I think that they're going to need to get it together. They now have, or I don't know, if they're going to be running that Goats, playing that separately isn't a good idea right now.
Yeah, Goats is a comp that definitely thrives on people being in very tight formation, very grouped up, very organized. The High Velocity coming out of Asylum with this disorganized, scrappy playstyle really is just not enabling the Goats play at all.
Looks like they did switch it up a little bit. They now have Lumus on the Genji. And
It does appear that they're switching over to a dive comp?
The problem is they're playing on point C right now without even actually being on point C.
Yeah, High Velocity has Asylum pushed all the way back up to their spawn.
And Asylum needs to use this to get back in. They have the momentum right now, but they're not contesting it.
Asylum has a chance. High Velocity spent that entire time pushing with only 1 person on the point, having 5 up. But it's still High Velocity is just winning this fight on the back of Granolf's Doomfist, absolutely popping off. Picks up 3 kills in that last fight and has done a lot of work for High Velocity in this game.
They're still just playing very separately right now. It seems like they're deep.
Granolf just picking off Biggie Cheese, very isolated, just on his own. It is worth noting for this next fight, well, if it can be a fight, High Velocity has Asylum Gaming Crew all the way pushed back to their spawn on C point. Meanwhile, the payload is not even halfway to, it's actually just now passing the halfway point on their C. Granolf popping ultis, High Velocity's popping ultis just to force Asylum Gaming back into their spawn. However, Asylum Gaming is responding with the Dragon Strike, but it doesn't appear to be picking anything
They do have their own support ults right now. They could get through it if they needed to.
Asylum has the ultimate advantage. Asylum Gaming does have 3 ultimates to the now none. This is Asylum Gaming Crew's chance here to win a fight. They have 4 well, no, they still have 2 ultimates left. They could absolutely use their ultis here to win this fight. And it does appear that they are actually winning this fight. Nime and Lumus diving the backline of High Velocity, killing both supports.
And it looks like they are going to hold there. They do have a solid 4-minute hold ahead of them right now.
Yeah, if they want to hold this, it's going to be a very long time. High Velocity, is worth noting, are shaking their comp up, actually switching Duel Master off onto the Moira. And, however, the rest of their comp does appear to be keeping the same, with Jangles on the Tracer instead of the Widow he was running at the start of the map, Kraken on Winston, Nick Real on Genji, and Sue and Gan Granolf on Mercy and Doomfist respectively. Nick Real picks off Lumus, diving the backline, and just, it looks like High Velocity has, Fluffy Bobo dropping the Lucio ulti, stalling out the fight for Asylum Gaming Crew, giving them a chance to regroup and fight back, but it just doesn't look like to be enough. They do pick up Duel Master, but High Velocity just stomped the fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, Asylum was a little bit too far ahead of them. They took the high ground, and they didn't really pay attention to the fact that High Velocity was going right below them and got to the point and had all the advantages there. Looks like
Yeah.
Dragon Blade X is coming
Dragon
back.
Blade,
but-
Biggie Cheese, and Bubba are attempting to stall the point as long as they can to give their team a chance, but High Velocity just has the stagger, they have the advantages. It appears there's not a whole lot that Asylum Gaming can really do.
Blue Moose takes out Jangles, but then immediately gets killed by.
Gets taken out by the crack, no, by Granoff, and High Velocity gets all the way to, gets to the third checkpoint on Dorado for the first push.
with a total of 2:56
2
left on the
minutes and
clock.
56 seconds left.
Well, Asylum was gonna have to put in a lot of effort to be able to tie that. So we'll have to see
Asylum
what
Gaming,
happens.
at the bare minimum, has to make it all the way to the end to keep this map alive.
I think right now, High Velocity just has the coordination down compared to Asylum. They're really playing a very coordinated game. They're,
Yeah,
ve-
they're-
sorry. Yeah, no, you
It's-
play.
You go.
They're playing a very coordinated game compared to Asylum. That it seems like they're just kind of, I don't know, just kind of doing their own thing. Everybody's playing alone, and unfortunately in this meta, that's not really what you're supposed to be doing, and it's showing right now.
Yeah, I feel like also High Velocity is baiting Asylum into their type of fights. I mean, the comps they were running on the first point both enabled themselves to very two different styles of fighting. High Velocity was running a 3 DPS comp that really wanted to spread out 1v1 fights, that really was looking to pick somebody off, and Asylum Gaming was running the GOATS comp that needed to stay grouped up, stay tight, and they just weren't able to.
Yeah, and they were playing very, I don't know, like in the wrong places. They were taking a lot of fights in places where, I don't know. It just seems very one-sided right now, and I think they're gonna have to work on fixing that up. And we'll have to see what happens now.
Yeah. It does appear that both teams are running dive comps. However, interestingly enough, High Velocity bringing out the Baptiste for the first time this game. Nime on the Hammond, diving with Biggie Cheese, diving into High Velocity's backline, but being repulsed and having to back out. No one has actually dropped yet. I spoke too soon. Dragon Blade just gets dropped by Granoff. However, Fluffy Bobo picks off Kraken in response. So far, there's a 1-for-1, but the Immortality field for High Velocity has just dropped. Biggie Cheese chasing Jangles off on the side. However, Nick Wheel picks off Blue Moose. Biggie Cheese does get Jangles. However, Granoff is diving the entirety of Asylum Gaming and single-handedly getting out.
Biggie Cheese might be able to escape here. They might be able to win this fight here if they really work on
This
it.
is a winnable fight for Asylum. However, the Immortality field is really dragging out. That was a huge hook from Nick Wheel, dragging Dragon Blade right into the entirety of High Velocity and giving them a free pin. Granoff pops his ulti and dives the entirety of Asylum Gaming Cruiser's backline, just staggering the entire fight in High Velocity's favor. And it's up to Asylum to just escape this right now and survive with this what they can. And not give up too much all charge.
Asylum's backed all the way up to their spawn right now. They do have their Blue Moose Sombra out right now in
Yep.
their backline, but
Lumos is still back there, and he is very close to the EMP. That EMP would be huge. Granoff's Doomfist this match has just been absolutely popping off, just destroying these fights. He's single-handedly winning some of these fights for Asylum.
a fat anti coming out, but the Immortality
Just
field is
The
active.
Immortality field drags the fight out. However, this fight is still in Asylum's favor at the moment with the Diva ulti and the Doomfist ulti being popped out. Nick Real picked off by Biggie Cheese's Diva ulti. However, he was rezzed by Sue's Mercy, and Jangles knocks Biggie Cheese out of his Diva mag on the high ground, and he is being staggered by the members of High Velocity.
I do think at this point they should think about changing up their tank configuration, which they have done. They're now running they're mirroring on the tanks right now.
They are mirroring the tanks with triple tanks of Hammond, Roadhog, and Diva. Kraken dropping into Hammond ulti in the backline of Asylum Gaming, getting two huge pickoffs, picking off both supports of Asylum Gaming. And there just doesn't seem to be much Granoff picking off Nime in the backline, very isolated. However, Dragon Blade picks off Nick Real and Nime with the mines from the death. While dead, gets Duel Master, who's immediately revived by Sue. It does appear that Asylum is diving in here with the Lucio ulti on them to try and contest this fight, and they all have made it to the payload. However, Jangles, his popped ulti in the back line, is hacked and is going to be... Nope. He's going to pick off Eden before he can get cleaned off by Boomers. That pickoff was huge. They'll just bought high velocity at the time they needed to regroup, and it looks like they're going to be able to hold the point from Asylum Gaming right now. With another ulti from Granolf. It just seems like he has an ulti in every single fight.
I think that I think Asylum right now really needs to work on making sure that Dragon stays closer to the team.
Biggie Cheese just got demeched and staggered by Sue on the Mercy on his own.
Yep. Dragon keeps going in alone and getting almost killed or killed, and he really needs to be playing more with his team right now.
Asylum absolutely could be winning these fights.
Yeah, they should be. They're just not playing as coordinated as they should be right now.
Nick Real picks off Eden with, I believe that was a hook. I didn't fully see it. Asylum Gaming have less than 20 seconds now to respond. They need to push the point. However, it seems like Nick Real is doing an impressive job of stalling them for time and just hooking Asylum into fights that they don't want to be in. Ultis are coming out by both sides. Biggie Cheese's ulti picks off Gandalf. Dragonblade picks off Nick Real with the Hog ulti. And Aftershock, Blue Moose, picks off Dual Master on the Baptiste. Asylum Gaming is able to take the point. However, they have Kraken on the Hammond, stalling it slightly. It looks like they might be able to pick him off, and they will. Asylum Gaming will get the first checkpoint and will buy themselves another life. And 2 minutes and 30 seconds more to keep this match going.
They really have to focus on getting this together, though. There's absolutely no way that they'll be able to have more time than High Velocity on this next
picked
point.
off Dual Master on the high ground there. That was a huge pickoff, and it buys Asylum a lot of space to push. As now that the card's finally moving for them. Both Doomfists are able to stun themselves, however, Granolf gets hacked by Blue Moose. Oh, can Sue going in for the res, and it's cancelled.
Ooh,
That's
Nime is a little bit behind.
Jangles popping the ultimate, picks off Nime, who's very far in the back of the line. And with the Mercy ult to support them, it looks like High Velocity will be able to stall this fight out, and if nothing else, make Asylum Gaming have to work to push this payload.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very
Dragonblade sees the nano from Eden and is all the way to the front line. He's single-handedly diving almost all of High Velocity and picks off 2 kills with his ultimate on his own. However, in response, Granolf activates his ulti, dives the backline, and picks off Eden of Asylum Gaming. It does seem like it's a very scrappy fight, but Asylum Gaming is able to pick off the fight in the end, and it has the advantage and is pushing, and they are, it looks like, going to get that second checkpoint and keep this match going.
I don't think so. I think they're going to be able to have one fight here. High Velocity. Ooh.
High Velocity, Kraken's his combo stopped by a huge hack from Blue Moose, who gets off a huge 4-man EMP. However, he did not pick up Jangles on the soldier. Is ulting this entire fight, doing work, picking off Aftershock. And you're right, it does look like High Velocity is going to be able to stall this fight out and win it off of the back of Jangles' ultimate. And some big play from their tanks.
Asylum's going to have to really quickly get back.
They have 40 seconds, and they do have a very mobile composition, so it does look like they'll at least be able to start overtime.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
They're going to have to make a play. Neither team is going to have an ultimate at the start of this fight, so it's very much going to be down. Blue Moose is sitting on the payload, stealth up as Sombra, so overtime will be triggered no matter what it does appear. However, Asylum appears to be going for a flank around, seeing if they can get directly to the payload, and it looks like High Velocity has noticed. Kraken, however, gets slept, anti-nated, and immediately taken out by Asylum Gaming.
And Nime goes up, takes up. You know, Nime really came through in that fight if they managed to win here.
Nime absolutely.
They gotta get on the point, though. Alright.
Asylum Gaming has forced High Velocity off of the point, and it
looks like
with the last-minute contest with High Velocity, 4 members diving onto the point at the same time. Very impressive coordination there. And Jangles picks off Fluffy Bubble with Nick Real getting the D-Med through his ulti on Biggie Cheese. And it looks like High Velocity, through a very impressive play there, having 4 members dive on the point simultaneously to stall it out, are going to be able to stop this point and win the map. It's an impressive play from High Velocity, just able to take that point and prevent Asylum from dragging out the map to almost all the way.
That was a very impressive job by High Velocity. I think during the break we're gonna have to really have Asylum work on their coordination in general, because they keep going into these fights And
Asylum had some very. It did seem like when the fights got incredibly scrappy, especially when they were able to pick off Randolph. Excuse me. Especially when they were able to pick off Randolph early on in the fights, Asylum was able to win quite a few of those fights.
yeah, and I think that's something maybe they should consider that as the win condition, and they should go in and use that to. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Just. All right then.
we're going into a break. We'll see you guys later.
We'll be back after the break. See you for map 3.
Yeah. So guys.
Thing.
Yeah,
We bring in a DPS.
we need to bring in a DPS.
Yep, bring in a DPS.
Who left?
There's no DPS
Bobo.
here.
Well, I mean,
Shadow.
Oh.
I can Sombra. You want Sombra Tracer? I can do those. I got DPS.
I
Why
know
do we need
Blade-
another
Shadow
DPS?
Blade
We
can
need
play
another
DPS.
healer.
No,
I
but
can't.
he's
Yeah,
not.
I'm
He's
a
not on the
healer.
roster.
Oh, you're a
And
healer?
plus, I'm not. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not.
that's okay.
I mean,
then-
what? Wait, okay, hold on. What do you need? Do you need a
healer.
DPS or a support
Bobo
healer?
left, but I can play healer.
Oh, okay.
I can. I mean, you have Leah or me,
Yeah, throw Leah in. She's actually a healer.
Okay.
and I can.
Sorry, I can't play.
It's not your fault.
Well, if it's anybody's fault, it's Dragons. He didn't show me this earlier. Anyway,
I mean, that's pretty. Yeah, that's a pretty fair point. Tom, you're hosting.
Oh, okay.
Looks like. Oh yeah, Griff is disconnected.
Guys, make sure that like your fights are getting very scrappy. Also, I think it might have been useful to you guys to use a what's it called? To use a Rhine in that second map. I think the dive comps and then using their what's it? I can't even think. Their Roadhog wasn't a good idea.
I mean, I think it worked.
The Rhine, I just didn't think.
Yeah, it's that doofus. That Grandolph guy literally is single-handedly winning his team fights. If you guys get him,
Yeah,
I
'Cause the
can
fight where
kill.
you guys were getting
I can
him-
kill him. Let me play Doomfist. I can kill that dude. He's so messy.
yeah.
Like
no,
he.
you guys have
and-
to. He's the win condition. So
he is high velocity's win condition because the Mercy is pocketing the shit out of him.
I
guys
can
get
kill
him.
him with his
He's
pocket. Just
capitalizing
let me play
on,
Doom.
so what happens is Granoff goes in, he disrupts the entire fight, and then while you guys are focused on trying to kill him, Bojangles is capitalizing on the fact that you're not focusing on him. So then he's getting picks as well. When we focus Bojangles, Granoff is abusing the attention that you're giving to Bojangles. So they're just trading off where they are. So Granoff is in the center of us, and Bojangles is shooting us down from afar. So we need to find a way to deal with Granoff fast enough to where we don't have to
I
worry
think-
about dying to.
If he
Bojangles.
dives, I'll
guys
right click. I'll
play
punch
in
him. He's
the
into a wall.
freeze.
He's dead.
I think
I
you
can
guys
agree.
actually had the solution with the Sombra pick there. I
for
think
that.
the Sombra pick, I think, actually was the solution there because the second Grandolph was diving, there were 2 fights in a row after Shock, where the second he dove in, you instantly were hacking him, and you guys would win the fight off the back of that. Also, I just realized that's Lieutenant Bojangles. It just took me now. I just now realized that. I'm a little sad about that. That's actually a pretty clever username.
Hey, Dragon.
Yeah.
Not to bash you too much, but try to stick more with the team.
yeah, that's
I know
a big
you like
thing.
going in. I know you really love getting the kills. But you got to stay with the team. You got to keep it together, especially with the healers we have.
Wait, do we want Kings Row or Hollywood, guys?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Kings Row.
Kings.
Kings Row.
Kings.
Also, you got to play a bit more passive because with how you guys are playing right now,
If
you're
you
not.
want to play aggressive, I can go on Zarya.
Play
No, if you-
together.
no
Play-
offense, no offense. If you guys want to play aggressive, you guys need to get more coordinated and work
Yeah.
together more.
And try to play better healers. Like, try to get more of a healing output right now. I think the healers that you're playing with aren't going to be effective for how you guys are trying to play this. You're not getting enough healing output compared to them.
Well, yeah, just because we're not playing sightlines for Eden to hit us, we're playing away from him.
That's the thing. Don't run an Ana unless you know that the Ana is going to be able to hit.
And if the Ana is not going to work, switch to somebody that can be in the fight and be with the team because it helps.
All right. So yeah, make sure that you swap up the comps more, if like a lot quicker. Don't be afraid to use Rhine if you need to, and then just make sure that you're still focusing a target. make sure that when you're going into the fight, make it better. Like, just kind of get into the fight better, go in coordinatedly, try to stick together during the fight, try to not pay attention to where everyone is, don't get too far away. Because there were a lot of times that everyone would be focusing their own target. They'd be like in different rooms. Like, try to stay in the same room, focusing the same target.
I think
Be
you guys
more
can absolutely
aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. What are you saying, Will?
you guys can absolutely beat these guys. They're not very good.
Yeah, it's just
It's the DPS just have very good synergy there, and they just understand how to manipulate the fights. Because I think it was Aftershock was right. Garanolf was diving you guys, Bojangles was capitalizing. When you'd focus one, the other would step up. They're just very good at manipulating attention, but it's really the DPS are the only real good players there.
But if the whole team focuses one person, then that can't happen.
Because Duel Master, that Baptiste, he was getting picked off every single fight.
Oh yeah, no, there were plenty of times where he would try to take the 1v1 with me on Sombra and I would destroy him.
Yeah, no,
So, but here's the one thing that we probably want to start working on is whenever we do get a pick. Like, there were a couple times where I would initiate with a pick and we wouldn't go in and we would wait and they would be able to get back in time. So
that's one thing. It's really just
Make sure you guys follow up, and if you see nobody or you just want it to happen, just shout it, say it, and just try to try to make sure that clicks to where we need to push in. We have a pick, we can capitalize this, we can steamroll almost all the time.
All right. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Aftershock, do all your leading and everything, and you guys can go back to chat. And good luck.
Good luck.
you guys will be great.
Yay.
I think they top the leave.
Yeah,
Wait, Clifford. Oh yeah. All right.
I think they felt like Dad was mad.
Okay. So try to make sure that Leah doesn't have noise in the background. All right. Let's do the whole
There's
welcome
really
back thing.
zero control I have over that. So
you guys have fun casting.
I mean, do you want to join him?
No.
Not really.
No.
I'm sorry. Okay,
It's all
you guys
good.
have fun. I'm on mute.
All right. So yeah, you can start.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to map 3 of this match between Asylum Gaming Crew and High Velocity. High Velocity is currently up 2-0, and we are going into map 3 on King's Row. Yo, Tom, I'm actually beginning picked up on her mic. I think. I don't think it's at full volume, so fair warning.
Barely, but yeah. All right.
All right, is this coming through clear? Because I have to be quieter. Because those of you who don't know, Ghost Wolf, another player on my team, is my sister, and we play in the same room. So if I'm casting and she's playing, I'm getting picked up on her mic. She's a support. All right, let's get back down to it. 7 seconds left before we'll see what comps both teams are running, and yeah, we'll just see what's going on. It does appear that Asylum Gaming is running a Ryan Zarya, a pretty standard 2-2. It does look like they've made an adaptation of the Mei and the Doomfist now, presumably as a counter to Granolf's Doomfist, which was absolutely popping off in the previous maps for High Velocity, and really just doing a lot of work to give them a good fight.
I like seeing Eden on the Baptiste. I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to see how he does.
We haven't seen Asylum run the Baptiste at all today. And the flip side, though, High Velocity is running a fairly standard 2-2-2 with a Genji and a Doomfist. So
like
very
Ghost
dive
Wolf-
heavy DPS.
Ghost Wolf switched to Mercy, and she's currently behind, so we got to see if she can make it back in time. She does.
Yeah, no, she made it back for plenty of time. She made it back fine. But it does appear Afternoons is sitting on the side, looking for walling off the tanks of High Velocity, giving Asylum a really good fight here, where they started the fight off 4v6, and it looks like they're going to be able to win this fight. 9 takes out Granoff in the Doomfist 1v1, and it does look like Asylum are going to be able to win this very first fight here off of a really nice wall from Blumus, walking off the tanks of High Velocity.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice wall. Great time to use it, too.
Yeah,
And
very
Nine
good time.
gets sneaky
And
along.
not getting another wall, and just Kraken and Granoff are just trapped on the other side of this wall from Blumus. It does, however, seem that the wall's broken, and that's a huge immortality.
Yeah,
from
that was absolutely beautiful from Eden right there.
However, both teams have traded 2 for 2. The Mercy res from Ghost Wolf actually winning, really helping Asylum to keep this fight going, giving them a 5v6, even though they have the longer respawn, giving them a 5v6.
Ooh, it looks like
allowing them
Nico
to
gets
lead.
in the back, but he's low. Jangle's right there.
Lulus
Hang on.
has been put to sleep by by Duel Master on the Ana on a for high velocity, and high velocity appears like they're diving in with
Kraken
Nico
gets very
and
split up.
Lieutenant Jangles on the
The
back
blade
line.
coming in from Nikio right now.
The big ulti from Dragon Blade,
And it
stunning
looks
Grandal.
like High Velocity does win this fight.
And it was a huge, very nice ulti from Dragon Blade there, but Asylum Gaming was not able to capitalize off of it. And High Velocity team kills Asylum Gaming. Okay,
That was
I
a-
can't. I basically can't like full volume play-by-play cast this cheat.
That was a very good defense from Asylum overall. I think they definitely were a lot more coordinated than we've seen them, and I think just the ult advantage from High Velocity is what won them that fight there.
I don't even think it was the ulti. I think it was Spawn Advantage won High Velocity that fight, but Asylum, High Velocity diving Asylum with 3 members, diving them 3v6. Not, I don't really understand the exact the intent behind the play. Asylum was able to pick off the 3 members and contest the point. Oh, I mean, it doesn't really hurt High Velocity too much in the hindsight now, due to the fact that they have such close spawns. So, the intent there was a little confusing.
If we look
High
at the ult economy right now, oh, we have the
Lulu's
Blizzard coming
throwing
out
out
from
a
Lulu.
massive May ulti, freezing 4 members of High Velocity. And Asylum Gaming is able to capitalize, picking off those 4 members, and it's just Granolf who does get picked off. Looks like Nick Reels is just left to retreat and wonder how did it all go wrong.
I wonder why they decided to do that though, because it seemed like a little bit early to use it. Although they didn't have to use other ults, and they do have the grab right now compared to Jangles over there only has the 30% on his ult, and they only have the. Well, they're about to have two.
Asylum Gaming does have a very large ulti advantage right now, having 4 ultis to the 2 support ultis.
They're about to have 5 too, so I think if they can conservatively use these ults, they should be able to.
Almost getting picked off by Granolf, but with a very nice ice block and wall, keeping himself alive there. And Granolf diving in the back line just to be repelled, popping his ulti, and Biggie Cheese is asleep on the side. And Dragon Blade absolutely carrying off himself and Nick and Kraken, but Kraken receives the nano boost from Duel Master and is just able to win the 1v1.
Ghost Wolf goes in for the res and doesn't make. She gets stunned before she can get it off. That wastes the res for this fight. That's going to be another 20 seconds until she gets it back.
It's a very long cooldown that Asylum just did not need to lose.
As long as they
Asylum
play it
does-
safe here, they should be able to contest next fight. Their
Asylum
Ryan does come
still
back.
have an ulti advantage. Actually, Asylum is about to lose their ulti advantage and really don't even have it anymore. They do have the Baptiste ulti and High Velocity dropping the grab, but it's countered actually very nicely by the Immortality field from Eden. But Granolf still able to pick up 2 kills.
It's a very nice Immortality field. I don't think it's going to be worth it at this point, though. I think High Velocity does take it right here, and yes.
High Velocity absolutely takes the 2nd point, and it's going to be a question of just how far they can push on the 3rd before Asylum Gaming crew regroups and responds.
If you guys have seen any of the any previous matches from Asylum, they are very, very good at defending this part of King's Row. As a matter of fact, there was one game early on in the season that they only ended up losing because of a last-second move on this map. But
3-man
overall,
Lucio.
they have been able to hold for upwards of 7 minutes.
Kraken
on
going
this
for a
fight.
trying to go for the big play, unable to really get any much of capitalization off of it. However, Nick Reel and Granolf are able to get rid of Ethan's Immortality field and pick off the and able to pick off Dragon Blade. Ghost Wolf going for the res on Dragon Blade. Dragon Blade going for the Earth Shatter, but not able to capitalize off of it. And
The Blizzard does come up, but it looks like not many people are inside of it.
Very
from High
delayed.
Velocity.
Very
It does look
delayed.
like Asylum's going to be able to win this fight, though. If they can get Kraken, that would be very helpful. Kraken's down.
yeah, Asylum able to pick off Kraken, and currently in a 5v6. However, Dragon Blade is anti-nated and knocked asleep. However, it does appear that High Velocity are just going to back out, and the fight, for the moment, is over.
We got 2.5 minutes left on the clock right now.
Yeah, Asylum, like you said, actually appears to be very good at holding this part of King's Row.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably one of their best aspects as a team is this part.
They
Oh,
seem to be
Granolf
very good.
low.
Oh,
The
Granolf
grab comes out. Will
The
they-
grab
but
finally coming out from Asylum Gaming with the Doomfist ulti on top of it. However, they're not able to capitalize
Dragon
on kills.
goes down.
Also,
Oh,
the
that's
clutch
3
bubbles
picks coming from that.
Lieutenant
4
Jangles.
picks.
A team kill basically out of nowhere by High Velocity, able to wipe Asylum off the
Blue
face
Moose
of the
might be able to contest here if they really go for it. It's going to be tough. They got to really focus on getting back. Oh, they just barely get back.
He's able to contest with 0.59 meters left. However, it just doesn't appear like they have enough here. They're getting staggered by High Velocity, and even though they're able to stall it, they just can't get any kills finished to actually have a chance here.
Blue Moose is contesting a little bit, but I think it's going to be a
I think
futile
if they
effort.
take an IM here, that's it.
Yep, and that will be it for this first round. It was pretty good defense from Asylum overall. They had a lot of good fight wins.
They came alive on that third point.
We'll have to see how they do on their attack. If in theory, if they could get a better time bank, then they might be able to overall, win
They've
the
given
map.
themselves a chance for a better time bank. High Velocity finishes that 3-0 with a 1 minute and 27-second time bank.
As long as they manage to get there with any time left, they wouldn't have that bad of a defense ahead of them if they went into extra rounds here.
Now, Asylum did a very good job holding on that very first point up until the point where their defense broke down and High Velocity was able to actually penetrate the inner parts of the point. If they can hold them at that choke like they did previously, they could definitely hold if it goes all the way. But they can't go all the way like that unless they're actually able to finish this first assault here.
Alright, so talking about the comps that both teams are going to be running here.
High Velocity, so far it looks like they're just on the defense running a pretty standard 2-2-2 act. Well, they are running a Torb, so
I think, yeah, it's interesting there. Blue Moose started off on the Widow, but did just switch to the Brig. Overall, it looks like they're running a doomed kind of goats thing with a Mercy.
this is the Doomfist Goats, I believe. I believe this is just Doomfist Goats.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to see how this works. High Velocity does have a lot of high ground potential here with that Torb turret and that Hanzo, so we'll have to see what happens here. Nime will maybe be able to counter them.
Asylum doesn't really have any true range damage to pick off that Torb turret, so that Torb turret, Randolph's Torb turret, could actually, I spoke too soon. They do have Eden on the Zenyatta for range damage to be able to pick off those Torb turrets. Dragon Blade able to make it past the choke point without losing any members. Asylum so far pushing in. Biggie Cheese, very high charge on the Zarya, looking to fight. Nime diving in the back line.
Nime, they're getting a little bit low here. There haven't really been any picks so far yet.
And they haven't really done much damage to High Velocity. Blue Moose is sitting in spawn on the Widowmaker looking for a pick, but High Velocity is playing so far back on this point that he's just not able to really get any sightlines. He either needs to swap off or really just move up and play a little more aggressively on that Widowmaker.
Yeah, I agree there. He is in a slightly better position now. He can see them.
Nick Real on the Hanzo just knocked down half health, instantly healed. Asylum Gaming pushing in through the hotel as 6, but Nick Real able to pick off Nime.
Nime does,
and
yeah.
Kraken picks off Eden. It looks like Asylum Gaming is just getting destroyed and collapsed on here.
They should be backing up
just
here.
Mickey Chase is going to be able to escape with. It looks like a lot of charge. He's
Yeah.
able to escape with 100 charge, so at least he has that going for him. Asylum does have that going for him.
Yeah.
She's escaping with 100 charge.
It does look like they're back. If they can take out that Torb turret, that would be very useful to them.
It would allow them to actually be able to push up without taking pot shots in the back.
They've got to start pushing in here, though. 2 minutes 30 on the clock.
It is worth noting that both teams have, well, High Velocity have 4 ultis available, Asylum Gaming have 3. Most importantly, Asylum Gaming have the Transcendence, High Velocity have the Rhine on a combo. Or they could do, drop a Dragon Hanzo ulti on Asylum. So there is very important ultimates that are up. And
Ooh, that combo!
Go for the dragon grab. However, oh my gosh, I can't.
However, Asylum had the Transcendence. They might be able to win this fight right now if they can get it together. But doesn't look like it. Looks like Dragon went in when he probably shouldn't have.
It appears that even though Asylum Gaming were able to even though High Velocity burned 2 ultimates for no cost, they were still able to pick off 2 members of Asylum Gaming in the end of the fight.
And looks like Asylum has 2 ults going into this. They might be able to use it effectively if they can get everything going. They just have to.
Leah, lower the sensitivity on your mic then. I mean, it will pick up. That's how you stop your mic from picking up background noise. Leah, you're just ignoring what I'm saying out of hand. Dragon going in for the Dragon picked off by while going for trying to go for a big play against Asylum Gaming team. However,
Valkyrie coming out from
going for the
Ghost.
Torb ulti and able to pick off Dragon Blade with the Torb ulti.
Dragon does come back. The grab coming out. They might take it. They have just won this fight. That was a fat win. They just have to focus on taking out their Mercy. Sue right now, he's actually doing a good job of playing. I think Sue has backed up. They have to quickly take this point because in theory High Velocity could be... No, it looks like High Velocity will not be contesting this time.
High Velocity will not contest. However, they are. Asylum Gaming is behind where High Velocity was pace-wise at this moment.
And it looks like Nime does get taken out. Nime is currently on the Pharah. It looks like the pharmacy is going to be coming out.
However, it's worth noting, High Velocity have switched Ranulf onto the Ashe after the first point. It appears that they've decided that the Torb was only really a first point pick, and they're now running Ashe.
Which is going to directly counter the pharmacy here.
However, this one, the Dragon's coming out from... Who's that? From Nickreal, from on High Velocity.
Yeah.
And he's able to pick off 9 with the Storm Arrows.
They've got to really focus on getting...
Asylum are pushing the payload while this is happening, though.
Ooh, Ghostwolf
they
almost gets Nickreal down.
Nickreal's very, very low health in the back line. Dueling Ghostwolf, I don't know why Asylum are... She melees Nickreal. Ghostwolf melees Nickreal.
Dragon
Blade
there.
gets picked off with a huge anti-nade from Duel Master. And High Velocity with that kill are able to retake control of the point. Sue is chasing down Nime as Mercy while the ulti Mercy. With Mercy ulti. And Dragon Blade is currently on fire due to Ranulf. Kraken going for the Shatter, charging in, and while not picking anyone up, is getting his team a pick on the Ghost Wolf with the distraction and disruptions created. However, Asylum Gaming appear to be pushing back and responding with Biggie Cheese at nearly 100 charge, if not 100 charge. Just absolutely going in there, doing so much damage on that Zarya pick, just shredding the backline.
He needs to make sure he doesn't die here, though. He's getting very low health. The barrage coming in.
Well, Asylum Gaming are at such low HP in that fight. However, they were able to clean off the kills and pick off 3 members of High Velocity, and it does look like they're going to be able to push this point and get, if not all the way, very close to getting that second checkpoint. However, they have very little time to work with, and they need to get going. Dragon Blade and Biggie Cheese are able to pick up Lieutenant Bojangles and Sue, daggering them pretty heavily and buying Asylum a pretty good chunk of time here. They might be able to get this second point without too much of a contest
Biggie
from High
Cheese
Velocity.
uses his grab to be able to hold them back. They might be able to not have to have a fight here.
I feel like Asylum will probably hold that grab though to combo with something else. That grab is a huge cooldown. Never mind, I spoke too soon. The huge grab coming out, and Asylum is still, they are still contesting though. High Velocity is still
And it looks
contesting.
like Asylum manages to get it. 157 on the clock. It looks like they
ran off.
the ult economy is still... Well, actually, the
In
ult
favor
economy
of-
is rather even right now.
Yeah, it's incredibly even. It's 3 ultis. Actually, no, it's not. It's
now it's gonna
Asylum's
be 4, yeah.
because Asylum's going to have a 5th ulti very soon on Nime's Pharah. Asylum does have a huge advantage here in the ult economy, and are currently just trying to push the payload while poking at High Velocity.
Ooh, the grab comes up from High Velocity.
However, it's countered by Eden's dropped Witch, and he's the only person picked up there.
Looks like the Asylum's gonna retreat a little bit here.
As a High Velocity down to both Nime and Eden being picked off by Nickreal's Hanzo, it does appear that they have to fall back and regroup.
They're gonna have to
a
make
minute
this a
and
quick regroup, though.
they have a minute and 5 seconds. They might be able to have 2 more fights to keep pushing this point.
If they make these fights very fast, I would agree with you.
However, to be fair, none of the fights this series have been very fast. These have been very slow fights overall.
Yeah, I agree. They are gonna have to get to the point, though, and...
Asylum, they have 45 seconds left. They need to really push up to the point. They have 6 up. Both teams have 6 up. And with a very nice shock blast, the shot, whatever it's called, knockback, knocking Kraken into all of Asylum. However, Asylum not able to respond, but they do pick up Kraken when he goes for the Shatter.
Asylum does get to the point.
Goes for a massive Shatter, picking up at least 3 members of High Velocity.
Nime still does have his barrage
Ghostwolf
ready.
Rises Lumus dove in there to put his Dragon Blade, picking up 2, but getting dropped in the process.
Biggie Cheese does have a grab ready. He could. This
High
could be
Velocity
the.
has
And
Kraken onto
the
the Hammond. His stall the point, and it does appear that they're going to be able to at bare minimum stall this. However, they
Biggie Cheese gets knocked off the side.
Biggie Cheese off the edge.
But
High
still, they
Velocity-
do have the advantage. They have to take out this Hammond right now. Bob comes onto the point.
It looks like High Velocity might be able to drag this out. They're going to High Velocity look like they're going to be able to make this much closer than anyone on Silent Gaming has wanted to. Bob is faded away. Sue has revived Granol.
The beat comes out from Eden.
B comes out from Eden. Mines come out from Hammond. However, they are
The grab
instantly
comes out from Bojangles.
From Bojangles. And it
This
looks like
might be the end of this map. And
However,
the
no,
end of
Silent
this.
Gamer able to pick up 3 with their own grab.
Holy crap.
This is an incredibly close fight. 9 picking up 3 for Silent Gaming. However, it looks like it's just Biggie Cheese fighting on the point, trying to stall this out for Silent Gaming. Last as long as he can.
And that is
Pick him
that.
up.
That's unfortunate there. Would have been. It
High
was a very,
velocity.
very close map.
With the incredible clutch, able to drag it out, stay alive.
And that means that High Velocity will be winning this map, and this match overall. But there is still a chance for well, I
Fourth
don't know.
match to see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much see what happens on the 4th map. It's not really going to affect anything because neither of these teams has made the playoffs, and playoffs are already done, so it doesn't really matter what their map differential is. 21,000 healing from Eden.
33% of his team's damage taken. That's a lot of healing.
Yeah. Alright guys, so we'll be going into a break and we'll be back with map 4.
Very nice.
Alright.
They picked it up a bit there.
Alright guys,
Hello.
that was good. I'm just gonna say, I mean, that was a good map. That was the best one so far. You guys played a lot better.
I'm going to break something.
Oh, okay. I guess it wasn't. Afshock. I'm gonna let you guys do the coaching this time. I think that's better. So everybody who just played, go down the list, say what you think was wrong. Aftershock.
Skip me.
Please do it at the end. Clifford.
Oh yeah, me. I guess not a lot of focusing targets. I didn't have very high charge
No, you did. I thought you
Oh.
did.
at the beginning.
Oh, at the beginning. Yeah. All right.
At the beginning of the game, I was doing ass.
Paris or Volskaya, by the way.
Skya.
Yeah, probably because whoever wants to play Paris.
Have we ever actually played Paris?
No, and it's bad.
Alright.
But yeah. So yeah, I get you. Dragon, what do you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. I don't. Okay. Yep.
Wait, guys, can I like go right now? Because I have to help my dad paint.
Can you stay for
Okay.
one map?
I don't know.
Can you please try to stay for one map?
Dad, can I stay 10 more minutes? Okay, I'm gonna assume that's a yes.
Alright, you guys just go back to chat then, because whatever, this map literally means nothing.
Depression.
Yep.
Yeah.
I go back to being mute.
I mean, again, you know, we could throw you in the deep end. You can just join in.
Oh, okay.
Shadowblade, you can join in the casting.
Alright. Ready? Shadow, if you're not gonna join, then like, yeah, alright.
We're ready.
Yep. We're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to map 4 of this match between High Velocity and Asylum Gaming.
So
Okay,
far-
Leah. So far, High Velocity currently have a 3-0 lead and it will win the match. However, due to having to flesh out the map score, we will see a map 4 between High Velocity and Asylum Gaming on Volskaya here. Here on Volskaya. Except Volskaya here. God. Tell it's been a long week.
At this point, I'd say Asylum is trying to finish out this season with a positive note. The last map was very, very close. I think it could have gone either way, which is kind of the story of Asylum's season. We haven't seen much of High Velocity in these streams or anything, so we don't know a lot about how they've been doing. But
High
Asylum.
velocity. Just looking at the comp, high velocity is definitely trying to have fun with it.
Yep. And that's what it is. I mean, the most
Swap-
pointless map of the pointless game. You know.
I mean, hey, you know, play it out.
Yeah, you know. So anyway,
And it does appear that Asylum's running a pretty standard comp, one that they've been running a lot. However, this time with the substitution of Ghost Wolf in that support role instead of Bobo, who they had earlier. However, high velocity. I think they're going to be going for the left side flank right out of spawn with Symmetra. Nope, never mind. Scratch that. The Symmetra was just
Blue Moose just gets absolutely destroyed.
Blue Moose gets decked right at the start. However, Nime is able to take out the Kraken, and
Bojangles gets killed there.
Lieutenant Bojangles, high velocity DPS is currently playing tank. Kraken, their tank, is currently playing DPS. Sue, their healer, is currently playing DPS. Randolph, their DPS, is currently playing healer. High velocity swapping up a lot of the roles. They're definitely looks like they're just trying to enjoy this last match.
Yeah. I hope that this isn't them trying to give up the map to Asylum, because that would be sort of an anticlimactic ending of this map.
No, it really does not look like they are. They definitely feel like they want to win this. They're actually trying.
You might be right. I was under the impression going into this match that
We
if
do
Asylum...
have Sue flanking. We do have Sue and Duel Master flanking behind Asylum on the left and the right, respectively.
Ooh, Sue does get killed by Nime.
Nime able to find Sue. However, they have not found Duel Master yet. He is still behind them, flanking around, running around, and Soldier up, found by Blue Moose, and Asylum are collapsing hard on him, and it does look like they're gonna be able to pick him up here. Right? No, Duel Master makes a miraculous escape and actually gets out alive. Wow. That was a very nice play by Duel Master, able to escape. Good job.
Yeah.
Currently, so far, Asylum does have the advantage in the ult economy, having 3 ultis up, a Kraken flanking on the left side with his Genji, but as High Asylum able to pick off Nickreal on that Moira, Nime's Doomfist.
Ooh, Nime does take out Kraken.
Taking out 2. Giving Blue Moose picking off Duel Master. Asylum actually having a very good showing here by the DPS, getting 4 kills in quick succession, giving Asylum a very good hold here on this first point on Volskaya. Asylum just pushing high velocity all the way up to their base. Just, you know, Nime popping his ultimate. I don't know where he's gonna land. It does look like he may be falling back with it, waiting so long to crash down.
Yeah, that's a that's probably a good decision from him. He would have died there if he did not do that.
It did appear like this team was falling back, so would have been a little bit of an odd choice to dive in when your whole team was falling back.
Ooh, Nime takes a very risky dive there, and he almost dies, but due to good healing, he manages
winning
to
this fight.
survive.
Asylum's definitely winning this fight, having forced out the Immortality Field, and Nime picking off Kraken and breaking the Immortality Field. The Transcendence coming out from Ghost Wolf, keeping all of Asylum getting healed up through the entirety of the fight, enabling the tanks of Dragonblade and Biggie G's to absolutely pop off in that fight and make huge plays. However, comes at a pretty heavy cost. Asylum having burned the Rhine, Ana, and Zen ultis to make that play work.
They still do have a Grav in their arsenal right now. We'll have to see if they'll be able to
very
capitalize
key
on
ulti for just about any team fight. However, it is worth noting that High Velocity, they're running a crazy comp.
Yeah,
they're
High
absolutely running a...
Ooh.
I was hoping that they'd actually play it a little bit seriously due to this being the most inconsequential map of an inconsequential match. But, alright, Blue Moose picking off both Lieutenant Bojangles and the Kraken on the Widow. And Nime picking off Duel Master, playing that Bastion on attack. Blue Moose actually popping off, getting a lot of pickoffs here, picking off Granolf and Nickreal again on those supports of Lucio and Baptiste respectively. And yeah, Asylum, it looks like they're going to be able to full hold High Velocity, and if nothing else, end their season on a bit of a high note, on defense at least.
Yeah.
It's 5 seconds left, and just High Velocity are not going to be able to make it to the point. And the graph comes out at the end, and High Velocity just got full held by Asylum.
That was a very impressive showing from Asylum. Not too sure what was going on with High Velocity there.
I think it was they just kind of know the season's over for them. Their season is
that might be
sadly
it.
over.
To be honest, everyone's season is sadly over.
Unless you are one of the lucky few.
Yep. I know this is not an official Rose League game, well, it is, but it's not.
This is an official Rose League game. It's not an official cast. We
Yeah,
are,
this is not an official cast, but please be sure to check out the All-Star game for Diamond Division when that does come out. That will be probably next week, and it could be featuring some players from this game.
I believe it will be at least be featuring one player from this game. At least one player, I believe, from each team is going to be on the All-Star game.
It might be like that. I'm not too sure.
I don't remember the official ruling. If we get a pause or something, I'll check the official ruling to make sure. So far here on this very last hold, we are going to see. We see as High Velocity running a much more standard composition of 2-2-2 with a Sombra, Mei, DPS, Ryan Zarya, and Brig Ana. Very standard composition at the moment. Very strong composition.
Yep, we see Sue on that Sombra looking to get some hacks from behind. Ooh, trying to hack their health pack. That's going to be a
High
little
Velocity running a standard comp this time, but not the normal players in their normal positions.
It looks like
High
they have the
Velocity-
Symmetra to teleport around behind.
Yeah, Asylum's comp, though, much more interesting, honestly. About having Nime on the Sombra, it looks like they're going to go for a left side teleport to see if they can get behind all of High
But it
Velocity.
doesn't look
but
like that's what they're planning on
Very-
doing.
staggered. They're very slow off the gate, out of the gate there. This could not have been a very thought-through strategy. This is probably very, like, put
Ooh,
together
Biggie
line.
Cheese gets walled off. That's going to be tough for him.
Three members
Biggie
of
will be
Asylum
going
Gaming.
down here.
Three members of Asylum Gaming, both their supports have teleported onto the point, and the rest of Asylum is just not with them. Both tanks are cut
Ooh.
off, and one of their DPS isn't there. But Asylum only have to get that first tick.
Asylum
and they
is behind.
Asylum might be able to win this off of the back of a very scuffed play that just kind of seemed to fall apart, because they only have to make that first tick. They full health High Velocity on the attack.
I don't think that's
Ghost
going to be happening,
died.
though. It does look like High Velocity managed to stabilize there.
It does
That-
look like Asylum are maybe just gonna back out here.
Dragon does go in, gets
jump off
slept
the edge
by
of the map.
Jangles.
Dragon Blade goes in, and Eden gets forced down onto the low ground, onto the point by Lieutenant Bojangles, where he immediately gets fire struck by Granolf, who just leaves him for Lieutenant Bojangles to pick off. And it was a very weird and messy fight, but Asylum Gaming sadly was just not able to really coalesce anything and take the point. High Velocity hold, and the Kraken just got taken on a ride by Dragon all the way almost back to the choke point, and High
Dragon is
Velocity
getting
just-
very low.
High
and
Velocity are
gets
just having a
walled
very
up.
messy fight here, but they're coming out on top.
Yeah,
Asylum are just running in one at a time.
don't know what Eden just did there, but alright.
We do see some composition changes here coming out from Asylum Gaming. Nime swapping onto the Mei, and Rumors is swapping onto the Pharah.
I think
They
that's
do
a
still
very,
have
very
the-
good decision right now.
Yeah, both of those picks make a lot of sense. High Velocity, while they do have the Roadhog and Sombra, do not have any true hit scan to deal with Pharah, so that's makes a lot of sense. And we have seen Asylum Gaming crew run the Pharah to great effect earlier today.
Ooh, but
Randolph
two moves.
getting a huge aftershock, stunning 4 members of Asylum Gaming crew, and absolutely wiping the fight, getting 3 kills personally, and High Velocity picking off all 6, getting a team kill. I don't see where the 6th member of Asylum Gaming died, but High Velocity getting a nice team kill there. Dragging up the final fight.
Much better.
Seems like Nime is going in a little bit right now. Probably not the best idea, but his team is coming around, so hopefully that will end up being better.
We'll have to see.
Ooh, the EMP coming in
Getting
from Sue.
5-man EMP
Nime
from
gets...
on top of Asylum Gaming.
They might be able to take out
early on
Randolph.
in the fight. However, Asylum responds, picking up Randolph, but 2 more from Asylum fall. And it does appear that Asylum are just going to be forced back to spawn. They have a
Asylum-
minute left to attack.
The ult economy is going to be very similar coming into the next fight.
I'd say Asylum has an advantage here in ult economy. The only ultimate that they won't have for a while will be Nime on the Roadhog, who really doesn't need his ultimate. Roadhog is a very strong character just off his base abilities.
Sue is in the back right now. Looks like he's gonna... Oh, he's trying to take out the... Oh, Ghost Wolf does get killed. That's gonna be very bad for the next fight.
The Asylum, not only did they lose their healer and Ghost Wolf, they lost the Transcendence, which is a huge ultimate for them to have. in this
Oh,
next
and Blue Moose gets hacked. That will be very, very bad for Blue.
High Velocity are doing a great job just
The Blizzard
stalling
coming in.
Asylum. Asylum just can't get to the point. They're being stalled. The fight is going incredibly close, but they're just not able to make it to the point. The
Biggie
Earthshatter
Cheese is
coming
gonna be
down
getting to the
from
point.
From Dragonblade. Ghost Wolf making it to the point along with Biggie Cheese.
Biggie,
And
they did manage to get
Asylum,
overtime.
you
but-
are able to make it to the point and trigger overtime. However, High Velocity just happens to be advantage and they're staggering them, and it just does look like High Velocity are going to take this and make it a draw.
So overall, it's the final score of this map or this match is going to be 3-0 in favor of High Velocity.
Because draws are worthless.
Yes.
Why does Assault exist as a map type? I don't know. Ask Jeff Kaplan.
So both
Thank you for
teams,
joining us.
yeah, both teams played very well tonight. Hopefully
game
both
back,
teams will be back for next season stronger than ever, and can't wait to see how that goes.
Thank you for joining us.
Yep. So I have
Someone
been
has to pull their weight
Adrift,
around here.
And I have been Shadow.
and we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye. I don't know what I'm doing there. I don't know how to close it. We're just gonna make it work.